how to monetize your music. This is a big question for all independent musicians nowadays. As musicians, making money is not as clear as it was maybe 2 or 3 decades ago. You just sold physical copies of your music and you made a lot of money. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel because there are still many ways that you can make money with your music and how you can monetize your music. So I'm going to get into those different ways right now.
I gotta put my hand up and admit it. Think I really might have blown it.
The internet has actually made it way easier for us musicians to monetize our music. Back in the day, you really had to become popular and you had to have that mass appeal. Before the internet, there was no such thing as really finding any niche market in music. But nowadays, you can play rock, folk, metal, and find a niche and make a decent living off that. I'm going to talk about 4 or 5 different ways on how you can monetize your music. And I have also other different videos on how to make money with your music, how to make money online and offline. So I do recommend checking those out as well. I'll leave a couple links in the video description. This whole video goes without saying that you need to have all your bases covered when it comes to music royalties, getting a performance rights organization, having your mechanical royalties in place, and having your sync royalties in place. If you don't know what any of that meant, or you need to set up your music royalties, I have a few very descriptive videos about how to do that step by step. I'll also leave a couple links in the video description. Number 1 is making our music available to royalty-free music sites. So much content is being created on the internet. Everyone needs music for that. And so there is free music and free music download sites out there where you can get royalty music for free. But the quality music and the way to monetize your music in that regard is to make it available to these royalty-free sites. 3 sites that you can make your music available on are Epidemic Sound, Artlist, and Soundstripe. You can go to these sites and you can sign up as a creator and you can make your music available. If your music is quality, then you will get accepted into their program and then you can start making money if people stream and download your music. You might be asking yourself, well, my music just doesn't fit on these types of sites. And perhaps you're right. One thing you can do and one thing you can think about doing is taking your tracks and just using the stems of your tracks. So let's say you've made an album or you have a single and just take the vocal off your track and use the track as an instrumental and then give it to these royalty-free sites. If you're comfortable with that, the most popular songs on these sites are songs without vocals and it's just used as kind of background music in a lot of ads and videos. So that's such an easy way on how you can monetize your music with not a lot of extra effort on your behalf right off the bat. You can also look at different sites like BeatStars as well, which is an opportunity to sell your music or actually just stems and packages of sounds. So if you just want to have a guitar loop or if you just want to have one drum kick or a certain section of the songs, you can sell those specific parts on BeatStars. The problem with BeatStars and some of those other platforms is just there's so much supply and not enough demand really. They just accept everyone and so there's just way too much on there and it's hard to get yourself out in front. But with these royalty-free sites like Epidemic Sound, for example, they're making sure that the quality is high when you come in. So if you do get in and your music is high quality, then right away you have a much better chance of getting discovered. The next way on how to monetize your music, I'm going to talk about streaming services, but I'm not going to talk about the typical way that you'll just upload your music to Spotify and then people can start streaming. What I'm talking about is starting an alias account and doing something yourself as a musician. If you're a talented guitar player or a talented piano player or saxophone player, start an alias account and start in the afternoon, record a jazz song and it shouldn't take you long. Don't worry too much about the quality at first, but just worry more on getting the music out there and trying to land a playlist. The music economy now is all built around playlists, and so you just have to get your song on a playlist to start having that recurring revenue month to month. And so you can scale that out. Maybe you play piano as well. Maybe you play guitar as well. Make different instrumental tracks, upload them to Spotify. So that's another way on how to monetize your music. Caveat, you do have to be able to play music. If not, find someone that wants to do it with you and then split the rights. Maybe they record and you play, or vice versa. Third way, and one of my favorite ways to monetize music, are just finding out what people are searching for on Google, YouTube, and other search engines, and make music for that. So if you go and do some keyword research and you find out that people listening to baby songs, or the niche baby songs, or something outrageous, go and make that music for them. And that's one way you can easily monetize music. This monetization idea completely flips the typical thought pattern of a musician, which is someone makes a song and tries to stuff it into the market, where this approach looks at the market and then you're making music for the market. If you approach it in that way, you're bound to make much more money. And this video is how to monetize your music. So we're going to talk about ideas on how we can make a lot of money. Fourth, and I guess last way to monetize your music and make money, this is a big one, but I think it's a great one still, because I've noticed more companies pop up over the last 2 or 3 years. So there still is potential and there still is market share to be captured. But start your own music library, and this can be easier said than done. What I mean is actually make music, make instrumentals, make sounds, and sell them on your own site and make 100% of the profit as a digital download. The only huge caveat to this is it won't work unless you do marketing and have an audience. So what I recommend is looking at what the market needs again. So if you notice a huge opportunity in baby songs, or a huge opportunity in some obscure genre or some niche area, then you can make music for that. If you go niche, you'll likely be way more successful than if you go broad. So go niche. Don't go for that like lo-fi hip hop vlog music, because that's way too popular and there are too many people out there, and it will take way too much time nowadays to get your name in front. So go niche and you'll likely be way more successful. Let me know what you think of these ways on how to monetize your music. If you agree with them, if you don't agree with them, I would like to know your comments. So please put them below. Feel free to have a listen to some of my own music, and I hope to see you in the next video.